All right, guys. So just real quick, I mean, next week's obviously going to be a big week. Got deadline, second reading deadline on Wednesday, third reading deadline on Thursday. So we'll be moving a lot of bills next week as they kind of finish coming out of committee. As you saw today, our agenda items are moving. Senate Bill 1 moved. Senator Garten got that across the finish line. It'll go over to the House for consideration, and as well as Senator Cook had 5 bills and a SJR today. He was a busy man, but happy to see that language with regard to the bail amendments get moving as well. So having said that, happy to take any questions you guys might have.
If you want to go after Medicaid fraud, did some research while you guys were having the debate, and the Medicaid fraud, a lot of it isn't necessarily the individual getting the Medicaid services. It's the providers, it's hospitals, it's more the institutions. Is anything going to be done to address that? If not, obviously too late this session, but maybe next session.
Yeah, well, so I hope so. We certainly need to be doing that. A lot of that would be on the executive branch, just to make sure they're, as I've said before, making sure that the program has integrity and being executed with fidelity. And so hopefully some of that doesn't necessarily require legislation. Just a real effort from the administration and the agency to make sure that they're taking care of it to the best of their ability.
Senator Holman's 243, which I think had the amendment for the tax breaks on overtime and tips. Can you talk about that going in there, and we're not in a budget session, and kind of what the thinking is?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's just an effort for us to try and find some opportunities for affordability, because that's the issue that we're hearing about from our constituents across the state of Indiana. So being able to, what we're essentially doing is coupling with the federal legislation, the big beautiful bill, and incorporating the overtime, the tips, as well as the insurance for vehicles manufactured in the United States, just to give people an opportunity to have a little more relief from some of those affordability challenges we're having.
I also asked about this last week, and I want to ask again if the caucus is ready to have a casino discussion, if we're going to see that over here this session still.
Yeah, I think we will. I think that discussion is ongoing and seems to be making some progress. I know the House has been is working hard on it as well. We've had some conversations between the House and the Senate about what that ultimately might look like, and I would say the chances of having some movement there are pretty good.
Any preferences that have kind of boiled to the top in terms of what would be supported or what would not be?
Probably not quite prepared to talk about those details yet.
I think it's Senate Bill 291 dealing with protecting court judges and things like that. Yeah. But can you talk about the timeliness of that, given what happened I think it was this last weekend with the county judge being shot?
Yeah, just a horrific story this last weekend where the judge is shot in his wife in their own home. And just obviously nothing that you ever want to see. Just trying to be, in light of that, taking another look at what we can try to do to give some extra precaution or extra safety to those officials, because they make really hard decisions every day on the bench. Sometimes those decisions cause people to be really upset or really angry, and so we just need to provide as much help for them as we can.
Regarding Senate Bill 27, which is the Stadium Authority bill passed out of committee this morning, do you feel that that's in a good spot?
It's got a lot of work to do if it actually moves forward. I mean, essentially what we're doing is holding out our hands, saying we are open for business. We'd love to have you, and we'll see if we can make some progress in that conversation.
When you say you have a lot of work to do, is that on the legislative side or is that on the Bears side, saying you're willing to work?
Well, I mean, so yeah, we need a go ahead from the Bears that there is some serious interest there. And then we'll probably have to populate that legislation with a few more details as we if it's really going to move forward.
Any worry or concern, Senator, that Indiana State is basically being used as a bargaining tool as the Bears try to negotiate with Arlington Heights, City of Chicago? Like, hey, if you guys don't do it, we'll go across the street to Indiana and have a nice day.
I don't have any idea about that. I'm not in those negotiations. All I can say is that we, with a lot of pride, will say, take a look here at Indiana. If you look at our tax structure, property taxes, sales tax, kind of across the board, it'll be less expensive to be here in the state of Indiana than it would be in Illinois and certainly in Chicago. So it's an opportunity for us to really highlight our tax structure and some of the advantages of living and doing business in the state of Indiana.
Then the concerns over the billboard bill that was just heard on the floor here, do you have any personal response to that and some of the issues that were raised?
Yeah, so I wasn't engaged in the kind of the details of the or the negotiation of that bill language. I know Senator Dorio worked really hard at it. A number of folks did. I trust where they have landed on it, and I'm supportive of the bill that passed. And do recognize though that there is the conversation gets into a little bit of local authority there, but again, there's just I trust where Senator Dorio has landed on that.
Anywhere concerned that you folks are turning to the Marion County Super City County Council, the things that can't get done in the Market Street, they bring them over here to get them done in this chamber?
No, I mean, generally our caucus and I think the House too is supportive of local government. I've heard the Speaker say we are until we're not, and there's a little bit of truth to that, where we engage in some business that might otherwise be seen as local government. But when it comes to the level of having enough interest for the benefit of the state, it's probably appropriate for us to do from time to time.
All right.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
So one quick last question. How you feeling about 70 days left in session?
70? Are there that many?
50 to 70, depending on when you guys get
Well, the session's going really fast. And it obviously next week, it'll be a long week next week, but we'll be at the halfway point and then really get to the point of just getting through February. And so it's going to continue to go quickly. Probably the second half will go faster than the first. Hopefully we'll get a few good things done.
Is it about going too fast, too quick? To come back on the technical corrections bill that's the size of a phone book?
Well, don't want to do that, right? We want to make sure that we're deliberate about what we do and that we are properly vetting the bills. And I've had conversations in that regard with my caucus and some of our members and our chairman, just to make sure that we are given the full look at some of these bills, so we're not making mistakes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See you guys.